Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back. It is Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
I am Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. We have definitely been having some struggles as of late. Bunch of technological difficulties on my end. I think our computer might be reaching its limits is what we're coming to the conclusion of, because we tried to record last night, had some issues. We didn't record last week. Well, we did record last week, unfortunately, and lost the audio just due to us sounding like robots. So we've definitely had some issues, but you know what? We're just gonna keep going, because that's all you can do in situations like this is keep persevering. Damn it! So
it's gonna work.
We are back, Chad. How has your week been, my friend?
It's been good, man. It's been good. Yeah. Last weekend we went and got some sushi at Red Ginger. Love that spot.
That's a good spot. That was a good spot.
Rolls.
Yeah.
Ate a lot.
That's the one downtown, right? Where you can get like the all you can eat, or like
no, it's 40% off.
all
the time.
Yeah, always 40% off.
Yeah, all the time. It was fantastic though, man. I loved it.
Going out of business always.
Closing.
They're not
sale.
though. They're really good. They're not going out of business. They've been around
it's
forever.
Cheap, good sushi.
Definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
What about you?
Did some cool things. I mean, we went to Zane's, our buddy Zane's. Ogden Tattoo had their 1-year anniversary, so we went to that and hung out for a little bit.
Nice.
I made him some stickers and stuff, so dropped those off. Things were popping.
Rad.
They were painting a big old mural down the side of the building.
I saw that, man. It looks pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet. So, it was cool to get over there and hang out with him. Haven't really seen him. I've been able to hang out with him a bunch other than getting tattooed by him the other day, but that I wasn't talking too much when that was going on.
Yeah,
so.
you gotta get in the right headspace when you do that.
Yeah, I was pretty much silent for a while. So
well, that's cool. It looks like he's been busy, man. He's always doing work. I see on Facebook.
Yeah, and they've got a bunch of artists in there now, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, I've been working a lot on the show, trying to get us back to square one, basically. So we added things and ruined things, and that's what my free time has been consisting of. So,
well, I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah. On that note, though, things are going to be a little different. We aren't going to be doing shots today because it's 1 in the afternoon. So we're not. While we do like to drink, it's a little too early for that. So
I woke up to a flat tire and got that changed and taken to the tire shop, and it's going to be picked up this afternoon, and that's when you'll drop me off. And so I just figured, let's knock out this podcast.
Yeah, we might as well, since we both didn't end up working today. So
it kind of works out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, on that note, cheers to you guys. As always, we appreciate you all, and thank you for tuning in and sticking around with us. We are going to get into headlines now, and on that note, we're going to start talking about the NFL, and there's one big thing that's happening in the NFL. It's pretty big. Do you want to take the lead on that, Chad?
Yeah, no problem. So today, Aaron Rodgers had his press conference where, I guess since the last time we recorded, I don't think, it happened, a few days ago.
Yeah, I think it came down. What was it, Monday?
Yeah. Yep. Aaron Rodgers has officially been traded to the Jets.
Yeah. So they ended up giving up the 2023 first round pick at number 15 and a 2023 fifth round pick number 170. That goes to the Jets for New York's 2023 first round pick at number 13, a 2023 second round pick, which is number 42, and a 2023 sixth round pick number 207. And a conditional 2024 second round pick that is going to probably become a first round pick, because all he has to do is play 65% of the snaps.
Which is pretty much like 12 games, and I would imagine Aaron Rodgers doesn't, he hasn't missed significant time in quite a few years. So, yeah, it's looking like they did give up a haul for him. The Jets gave up a lot, but man, after watching the press conference today, I am pretty interested to see how this is going to look.
I mean, you think about their offense: Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson,
Alan Lazard. Now
Garrett Wilson already won Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Tyler Conklin was a steal in DraftKings even a few times last year. Like, everybody's forgetting about the conk. Yeah, and man, he would get like 20 yards but 3 TDs a few times last year. Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers likes using those in the end zone. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, after I wasn't really too optimistic on it, but just kind of like getting a different feel for it today and realizing like the weapons they have on defense too. I mean, he's a guy I might draft in fantasy, and I don't know. I don't think they're going to go so far as to like win the Super Bowl like what people are talking about, but I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's going to be like Brady to the Bucks. Like, they're going to win it right away. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
even his own division is pretty tough when you really boil it down.
So. Yeah. I mean, you got the Bills, you got the Dolphins down there. I saw news today that the Dolphins are linked to Dalvin Cook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if he had a resurgence of like Dalvin Cook of old, man, that'd be fucking scary in Miami.
It would be.
We don't need to see that.
I also heard there was reports today that they're possibly sniffing around our tight end, Albert Okwuegbunam.
The Dolphins are?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean,
why would the Broncos want to get rid of him? He's pretty good.
Because he's just a passing tight end. He's just like basically a receiver. He doesn't block. Whenever he's in the game, everybody knows that he's basically going to be pass catching. So it looks like it's a possibility he might be traded, but it's only going to be for like a 6th or 7th round.
I forget the Dolphins did lose Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
He's on the Patriots now.
So
yep.
We'll see how that goes.
It's going to be a whole new league
other
next year.
than that, in the NFL, the draft is happening. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I did see the Titans secured like $760 billion in funds to build a new stadium. So
a lot of money.
Yeah, it's buku bucks. That's from the people too. So I mean,
yeah, I know. When it says bonds, like their taxes are gonna go up, and
yep.
You know that if that news happens right before the draft, these rumors that they may either trade up or for sure take a quarterback are probably going to be true, because they need a new franchise, they need a new look, something to get the fans excited. And I've heard rumors of Tannehill going to maybe the Falcons or some other team, so it's likely going to happen.
All right, yeah, let's see. I mean, there's talks that they're going to move up and grab somebody. I mean, Will Levis, there's a lot of rumors around him right now. Yeah. Everybody, the mayonnaise coffee guy is looking like he might be taken second now, possibly.
That was so gross, man. If no one's seen that, yeah, he puts mayonnaise in his coffee and stirs it up, and not just like a little bit of mayonnaise, but like the whole jar.
Yeah, and
that's
then
disgusting.
He also eats bananas with the peel on. So
he's an odd duck, man. Yeah. Maybe he was raised by wolves or something.
I don't know. He's definitely.
But he did start that rumor because Vegas now has him as a heavy favorite to go number 1. But apparently, he's the one that told these reporters that the Panthers told him he's going to be picked number 1. So
yeah, and
it's hard
there
to
was
tell.
like a Reddit thing that came out, and they didn't say who it was, but supposedly this person was like somebody with ties to the Panthers. Said that, go ahead and put your bets in. Will Levis is going to go to the Panthers, but we'll see what happens.
You never know about that shit. Yeah. Who's ever like relied on trusting Reddit?
Yeah. A lot of people, QAnon.
That is true. 4chan, yeah.
4chan, yeah. 4chan
so,
started from there.
As far as the NFL, I think, let's get in, there's some other news. 5 NFL players were suspended.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Jamison Williams. I thought we kind of touched on that, but then we didn't because that episode never ended up happening.
Yeah,
so.
It's hard to remember what got lost in there. But 5 players. The biggest one being, Jamison Williams got suspended for 6 games. I think 3 other guys got suspended indefinitely, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing like what happened with, damn it, I can't think of his name right now, the Falcons that's now...
Calvin Ridley.
Yes, Calvin Ridley. It's the same thing that happened with him. You're basically suspended indefinitely. Bless you, sir. But, you can reinstate after a year if they allow you. But it sounds like they're going to. But
CJ Moore...
Yeah, we talked about that. It's just, why would you do that?
I mean, it's just so dumb. I mean, a lot of people have been saying it's really stupid because the NFL themselves has big deals done with DraftKings, all of them, PointsBet, and they may find that hypocritical, and the also fact that it was on a college game makes it a little, a slight, offense, but I got to thinking about it, and it really didn't come to like 2-3 days afterwards. It's a slippery slope. I mean, these guys in the locker room, they did it. That's one reason they got penalized, if we haven't said already, is that it happened in the Lions facility.
Yeah.
So let's say some guys are in there, they're betting on an NBA game. They're all like, they just played that night or something. Oh, guys, they got this team is the underdog. Let's take this bet. Okay, that's fine. And then someone else sees on there, damn, you guys see that like tomorrow night we're we got this, we're favored like this, or they got a prop bet for me to make 10 catches, but coach has got me drawn up for like 20 plays.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just, once it starts happening, I mean, already though, like, why wouldn't you just pay, like, give the money to one of your friends to place?
I don't get why that hasn't been more talked about. And the other big thing that closes out the argument is dry your tears with all those millions. Okay,
yeah.
Because you're making millions of dollars, maybe you're making hundreds of thousands on the practice squad, whatever, and you can't bet on sports. Cry me a fucking river. Or even just on the facility. You can't bet on your team, whatever, but you just can't even do it in the facility. Cry me a fucking river. Go to your mansion, sit in your big bathtub, and cry. Because you know what? If that's the one thing you can't do as your profession, that's fine. Because there's nurses out there, there's guys running, cranes or whatever that can't smoke weed. They have to make sacrifices. So, it is what it is. Make sacrifices.
Yeah, we all have to make sacrifices. Sorry, I'm going to adjust these levels a little bit. We got a little loud there.
Cool.
We get excited.
We do, man. It's a passionate subject.
Yeah.
We both love gambling.
We can move on. I think that's it, right?
That's the NFL.
Yeah, we'll move on to the NBA. It happened last night, but DeJounte Murray was suspended for that Hawks game. They ended up winning, though, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Trae Young kind of pulled him out of that one.
With a huge shot at the end, nearly from half court, man. That was exciting.
Definitely. One thing I did want to mention, though, which I think is pretty crazy, Lauri Markkanen from the Jazz wins NBA's Most Improved Player Award.
Yep.
He won it ahead of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Dude, that guy's name's a tongue twister. It is. And Jalen Brunson, who Jalen Brunson on his own probably made a pretty good, argument to be most improved player considering what he did on the Knicks. But I just think it's crazy. He wins that award, and currently Lauri Markkanen is back in Finland serving his 6 months of mandatory army. He has to enlist in the army for 6 months.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, every guy. I don't know if it's women too, but men for sure in Finland have to serve 6 months in the military.
Is the NBA less than 5 months? I mean, even training camp and stuff like that.
I guess so.
What?
Yeah, right after they lost, he went, and I guess he was already on an army base, shaved his head and everything. And
it was
wow,
legit. Man, that's nuts.
I don't think, obviously, he's not going to war, but
action or anything, but it still has to serve.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, they don't mess around, man. So.
And then also, what was it? Yesterday it was announced Paolo Banchero won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Paolo Banchero wins Rookie of the Year, which is really fucking good because we all saw it coming.
And, he did average, 24, 25 points a game?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good for a rookie. There's other notable guys like Carmelo and I think LeBron that maybe didn't even average that much. So, there's, a lot of potential in Banchero.
Yeah, definitely. And we've talked about before that even since they came into the league 20 years ago, it's changed even since then.
Big time.
It's a lot easier to score now since even then. But the other big thing that happened, the Rockets are hiring former Celtics head coach Ime Udoka after firing Nick Nurse. So he's getting back into coaching after his little issues there with the Celtics.
We know Houston doesn't have those type of problems, the city in general.
No, Houston's all good. Yeah,
they don't
it's a perfect place for people like that.
Just try to win for us. Just win, baby.
Yeah, just win.
They need a resurgence down there. They suck.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going to be getting a lottery pick.
For sure, definitely, they are going to be getting a lottery pick.
Yeah.
Well, not for sure. That's due to the lottery, or did they already get it?
Well, I think they would be within 6. Isn't there 6 teams that end up with the balls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, anyways, NHL. There's not a bunch of news happening. So we'll get more into that in the penalty box. The Rays did set the modern era record for 14 straight win at home this year. It actually ended up getting snapped, I think, last night. But
to the Pirates, who's on a win streak.
The Pirates. Yeah. 2 teams, which is so crazy. But the craziest thing about the Rays, so the longest MLB streak for home wins was 21 in a row, and that was set by the 1880 Chicago White Stockings.
Oh my god!
So, who later became the Cubs. But yeah, so they are also the first team this year to reach the 20 win mark. They're doing all of this with the 28th ranked payroll of
Oh, wow.
$74.53 million.
That's a money ball there.
Yeah, where teams like the Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, Phillies, Blue Jays, Angels, and Braves all sit around $200 million. That's their payroll.
Jesus.
And then the Mets with the big bomb dropper, $344 million payroll.
My God. What are they on the second place team?
Who?
I mean, what's
Who's
the
next?
Yeah.
I didn't look at it in terms
That's
of like the
crazy.
rankings, but it's probably the Dodgers or the Padres. I think it might be the Padres because
Yeah.
the Padres have been spending shitloads of money.
On Tatis, too.
Yeah, it's either So
Who did return
the
the other
Yankees
night.
could be up there too. So
Oh, I'm sure with Judge, yeah.
yeah, but so that's just crazy. That and meanwhile, the Rockies are terrible.
Oh, and the Royals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Both of
Still
our
love
teams
'em.
suck.
But yeah, the Pirates had won 7 straight before going up against the Dodgers, and then the Rays are now, you spoke of that, breaking that record, 20-4. You know, we were talking about when they would won like 9 straight, 13 straight, and it's like, how long are they going to go? Or is this for real? Now they're 20-4 and beating a damn good team like the Pirates.
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, it just goes to show you, I guess, spending a bunch of money isn't the only way to win in baseball. So,
or excuse me, the Astros. They
the
had
Astros,
a
yeah.
good matchup against the Astros. Sorry.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's pretty much going to get us through most of the headlines. Did you want to get into the draft a little bit?
I did. I just have a few more headlines if I can.
Oh,
hit
you?
those, yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
jumped the gun on you. What you
It's
got?
all right,
what
man.
you got?
Cut me short.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
As far as the NBA, I did want to mention as well, De'Aaron Fox wins the first ever Clutch Player of the Year award.
Oh
And
yeah.
well
I did see
deserved. Well deserved. Proven it in the playoffs.
that. Definitely has. He's been keeping those guys in a lot of games recently, but we'll see what happens because they've got a tough task there with.
And he's gonna
Golden
play
State.
through a broken finger
Yeah.
tonight.
He's gonna have like a weird little.
Is that on the
cast
shooting hand? Do you know?
I can't remember which hand it was on, but it's definitely either way. Catching a basketball, shooting a basketball, you use all your digits.
That's gonna be. I mean, that's how you play basketball with your hands. You know,
And especially like those hard passes right on the tip of the finger. Ooh.
landing. You know, we
Yeah.
see it with John Moran. Even just landing. You know, you
Yeah,
got to do
John
everything.
Morant. Well, he needs to get like a landing pad out there for the way he's playing basketball.
He's acting like he's at Jump Street or something, just jumping on trampolines. Right? Like,
Yeah, he basically used LeBron as a trampoline the other night,
He
dude.
did,
He just
man.
came flying out of nowhere, like hit him in the head with his hip. And
Yeah.
LeBron's tall as shit, knocks LeBron down, and then lands on his head with his ass, basically.
And
So-
LeBron was smart about it because he came out and said, he's like, I can't at my age get up there where he's at, so I got to take
I'm
a
just gonna
charge.
stand there.
It's smart. That's a smart ball.
Yeah, it's winning basketball there. So
Yeah.
what else you got?
I got to mention, we both watched Gervonta Davis beat Ryan Garcia in the 7th round with a body shot last Saturday night. We normally don't talk about boxing, but to me, this is... If the Crawford and Spence fight doesn't happen, this is the fight of the year. And so, you know, that was pretty exciting to see a guy, like both the guys were undefeated, you know, got knocked out with a body shot, dude. I mean, to the fucking liver.
yeah, well, and then they come out afterwards, and Gabriel was saying, or I'm sorry, Garcia was saying,
There was a mole in his camp.
yeah, something about he might have had a prior injury to the body or something like that, and then also he was kind of bitching about dropping down from 140 to 136, saying, you know, I lost a lot of, you know, I was dehydrated and all this stuff, and wasn't able to rehydrate before the fight, but you know that always happens.
Who knows?
Yeah, and one thing I thought was crazy, they did say that they were going to bet, you know, winner takes all. They came out and said, like, oh, yeah, we're going to make it
Yeah,
winner
I saw
takes
that.
all.
Winner takes the whole
And then
purse.
Gervonta Davis came out and said, you can have your money, dude. I
Yeah,
don't want it.
he's like, yeah, you can have it. That was fucking awesome. But he's got Money Mayweather promotions behind him, so he's in the net. Pretty much, he called himself the face of boxing. So
He pretty much is at this point because, I mean, we all tuned in to watch the fight. We don't really pay attention to boxing that much, and we both watched the fight. But it was definitely entertaining. And, yeah, always those body shots are crazy just to see people get dropped with a body shot. Just like
to get hit in the liver where your body just shuts down.
Yeah, it's crazy to see.
It was nuts. I think 2 more things. Wrexham wins the National League chip, man.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, we posted that little clip of like them storming the field, but it was also cool to see Rob McElhenney and
exactly like Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd was there, but
Ryan Reynolds, he
fucked.
posted a video of them like hugging, and it's just really emotional time where they took this horrible last stalking team. I didn't watch the show. I think you did, right? Yeah. But it definitely would have meant more if I watched it. But it was still pretty cool to see them take a team like that. And
yeah, I would definitely recommend watching it. It was a really good watch. Pretty cool to see, and just like to see like if you think like it's like the whole city is like about the team. You know, they like blood, sweat, tears, everything are like involved in that team, and to see them win and just to know that all those people are probably just like on like such a huge like rush right now.
Big time, man.
It's been like 15 years since they did it.
You know, soccer fans go crazy, so this is huge for them.
They kill each other sometimes.
Yeah, there's a thing called hooligans, man.
Yeah, hooligans. Yeah, they don't mess around. There was also a good movie called 13th Street Hooligans that had,
I heard about that. Elijah Wood in it, right?
Elijah Wood, and then the guy from Sons of Anarchy. God damn it, what's his
Charlie
name?
Hunnam?
Charlie Hunnam.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a sad movie. At the end, there's a sad part.
Damn.
I just don't mean to spoil it for you guys, but
sometimes you got to watch those sad movies.
Yeah, you know, just kind of
gotta
really
get in your feels.
You gotta get in your feels, kind of level yourself. Don't get too high. Well, on that note, then that's it, right? You don't got any more.
That's it.
You're good. Okay.
Oh well, the Buffs game. I did want to mention that. That looked like a totally different stadium.
Yeah,
I know we posted it, but I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. Turned it basically around, and then everybody's freaking out because the transfer portal opened up the day after or on Monday, and they ended up losing like 18 guys, I think. But
31 have entered. I know
31.
I think lost like 18, but that's how many have entered, and a few of them are starters, and a lot of them. I think what was it? 20 of them are from last year's 1-11 team, and Dion was really open about that. I read this article this morning about how a few of those players from last year, the old guys they call them. They felt like these coaches, they came out and talked to the Athletic, and these coaches that came in from Dion's crew basically went and talked to him, and they would get on him a lot more during film. They were hard on him, and they really had a sight on what they were going to do. And I almost want to see like a docu-series on this. Like it seemed really fascinating how
I think there almost is, because I think his kid's filming everything.
Yeah, I figure we'll see something.
There was that Jackson State thing that they had where they were basically doing a series on it, and it was super interesting.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
but yeah. I did hear something about like he wasn't going to let them get any film or anything like that either. Like he wasn't going to give them any film to give out to scouts or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Or to give out to schools.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I heard something about that. I didn't look into it too much.
I mean, it's tough to say. I can't really make an opinion on it because I want to see the results. You know, now he's at a much bigger school than Jackson State. He has probably a lot more scholarships to hand out. 83, I think they only have 35 or 33 decided on right now, but I think it's definitely going to be a totally different team. And I noticed where their first game is against TCU. It was in the national championship.
Yeah, I know.
So that's huge.
And everybody, I think you need to temper your thought process on how many games they're going to win, because I don't think they're going to win 6 games. Joel Klatt, who's a former alumni, who's also a really big college analyst, came out and said, oh, they're going to win 6 games easy. And then you look at their schedule and actually go down the schedule, and you're like, where do you see these wins at? These are all the top teams right now that they're going to be playing.
What are they even doing playing TCU? TCU's in the Big 12, and they're in the Pac-12. So
I still don't understand college football. I try and I try.
Sometimes they do different conference stuff, but I was like, that is a hell of a opener.
Well, hey, I mean, you just got to look at it this way. They had basically a spring practice on ESPN in the middle of a Saturday. That was the only thing on ESPN at the time.
And 45,000 fans showed up and filled that stadium up.
And it snowed here, of course.
Yeah,
which is a great commercial for Colorado. Hey,
fucking Dion's out there wearing a hat, or cowboy hat.
He's got his cowboy hat, and then we look like we're real fun when it snows in April. So
come here where it's just like a Seattle weather.
Yeah, we get a bunch of sunshine, but we'll get a random snowstorm in May still even. So,
but that is it. Okay, I'm finally done with that.
Okay, you're done. All right, cool. Yep. So let's get in a little bit to the draft. You went more in on this than I did, so I'll let you take the reins.
All right. Did you make like a top 5 pick or anything like that?
I didn't, but I do have some things to talk about because I don't know if CJ Stroud is going to go number 1. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. It might be Bryce Young.
From what I hear, that's like the unanimous pick that Bryce Young's going first. That's kind of why he canceled.
But then
you don't cancel other team meetings unless you hear for sure about something.
Yeah.
And it was right after he met with the Panthers. Who knows? So going down the list, Panthers had the first pick, then Texans, then Cardinals, and then Colts, and then Seahawks. All right.
Okay.
So to get into this, Bryce Young going number 1. That's what I have. Going number 2 to the Texans, Will Anderson, outside linebacker from Alabama. They aren't going to take a QB. They also have another, I think, first-round draft pick. If not, like, they could trade up. But you got D'Amico Ryan, an Alabama guy. He's a defensive guy. I think he's going to go with defense with the, immediate impact player like Will Anderson. I mean, this guy reminds me a lot of Micah Parsons.
One thing I want to mention about that, there is a lot of rumblings that they might even trade that pick.
Yeah.
So that could be something
too.
that we see happen where they trade back. Maybe the guy they want, maybe Stroud's going to be a little further back, and they want Stroud, and they're going to move back and get 2 more picks.
It's so unpredictable. I feel like it's almost fun doing this because it's probably going to look nothing like this. Even the top 5, because leading to my next pick here. Here's, we've heard rumors about the Cardinals trading that pick. My guess is the Chargers trade up for it and select Jalen Carter.
Oh, that's a good one.
They have Sebastian Day there, who was injured quite a bit last year, and it's severe. You remember how bad the Chargers' run defense was?
Yeah.
That was like their whole model was, okay, we'll let you run 250 yards on us, but we'll stop you. They couldn't stop a nosebleed sometimes for defense, so I think they're going to try to get a huge, franchise player like Jalen Carter, and the Cards will trade back and stockpile a few picks.
Yeah, because if the Cards are, going to go all in on Kyler Murray, you need to start building a good team around him, and they don't have a good defense right now, so
it's a total rebuild there.
Yeah, they got rid of a bunch of guys. Yeah, everything's new there, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, move on to the next one. What do you got next?
So the Colts will select C.J. Stroud. They're going to select a quarterback.
You mean C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud is who I'm taking.
Okay, a lot of people are saying it might be the mayonnaise man himself, Will Levis.
It could be. It's tough to say. I mean, the guy did have a lot of interceptions last year. He's a risky one because, he did play in the SEC at Kentucky, but he's not like a guy that led his team to a whole lot of wins either.
It's like a mid-tier SEC team, too, so it's not like anything.
I mean, they're typically known as a basketball school, but they did have a decent football team last year thanks to him. But, it's like Anthony Richardson, these guys that just have a lot of talent, a lot of physical attributes. Sometimes that can convert, but, Jamarcus Russell's a good reason why sometimes it doesn't. You got to watch your tape, man.
You definitely do, and he's got to make sure that guy actually cares about football and just doesn't want to eat a bunch of food and get super big and then just disappear from the face of the earth. So, what's your next pick?
Seahawks taking Anthony Richardson. It's a great situation for Anthony Richardson to sit behind Geno Smith, maybe for half the year, maybe the whole year. Just take it, he only started, I think, a full year. I don't think he's had more than that, right? And, I mean, he is a guy that is a physical specimen that can really change the game.
It'd basically be like DK Metcalf at quarterback.
Yeah.
From the looks of it.
They're a team that loves big, strong guys, intimidating guys, and he could really fit there, but he's going to need some time to learn behind a veteran, and what better guy than Geno Smith right
Definitely. That's an interesting one, because there's some people that are also saying that he might fall even out of the first round. Possibility.
It could happen, yeah.
So you never know. And that's what we're saying. Tomorrow night on draft night, there's going to be trades that happen that are going to blow people's minds. We're going to see a bunch of stuff happen. People dropping down, moving up. So it's going to be super interesting. I'm excited to watch it.
It's so tough to tell.
Because it's fun to see where these teams are going next year and what their plans are. So on that note, we are going to move into the musical break, which is our buddy AKUA. The name of this song is Savage. So give it a listen, and we will be right back. Thank you, guys.
I am the god, I am creator, I am the ruler, the will of the laws. You are the fraud, I am the villain, the nemesis killing your cause. Breaking the law, breaking the doors and I'm breaking their jaw. Beast raw, they catch hands, now they be catching both claws. Pass me the saw, I cut through the clavicle, eat them like Hannibal, hunt them like animal. Pumping the shots like some Mario cannibal. Flow is exposing so much of a radical. MCs spitting but none of it's tangible. They don't wanna get a shred of my mandibles. Fuck you pussies, your flow is so vaginal. I expose rappers with dicks that's attachable. My flow is mathematical. You don't want none of this, check the equation. I am a cannibal. Eating you rappers is just a vocation. And I'm irrational. Killing you MCs just for the sensation. My bite is mechanical. I rip up you suckers, just pick the location. Hydrofight. And all of them flammable. I am tyrannical. Come with a piece and a piece of the capital. Running the money and all of the valuables. Talking that shit but not actual factual. Talking that shit but I find that shit laughable. Making my muscle, we are not compatible. While I'm around, you should take a sabbatical. Fuck them, I kill them, what's happening? I touch down, I conquer through damage. Creative, descending to madness. Savage, from every direction. Hit you with blows and I mess up your section.
And we are back. You just heard AKUA the God. The name of that song was Savage. If you have not yet, please go like and follow him on Spotify and go check out his website, AKUAthegod.com. You can go over there and get merch, buy music, do all that fun stuff that helps people like us out. And on that note, Chad Lee, it is the shot at the turn, but we're not taking one. We can cheers our non-alcoholic.
I'm not going to cheer waters, man. That's bad luck.
Well, mine's technically not water.
It is, but mine is, so.
Oh, well, we can't
stay away
that,
from that.
So.
Yeah, we're just hydrated today, man.
We're hydrating.
This is a dry episode.
So, yeah, this is a healthy shot at the turn.
Yeah.
But, yeah, on that note, we are going to get into the NBA Fast Break Playoff Edition. All right, and on that note, we're going to get into the Eastern Conference, and we're going to start with the Heat versus the Bucks. They're sitting at 3-1. The Heat have the lead, and that is all due to Jimmy Butler, who has returned to full playoff Jimmy mode.
This guy is bad, man. I could not believe this performance that I watched the other night. 56 points, now the fourth most in playoff NBA history. I couldn't believe it. I was watching almost every minute of that game, and it just every time he pulled up from three, his mid-range game was deadly. They could not stop him.
No, they couldn't. And that 56 points, mind you, is not only just a career high for him, but it's in both the regular season and the playoffs. So he had his best game as a player basically that night, and it was the first 50-point game since Giannis had his in Game 6 of the 2021 Finals. So, yeah, hell of a game. Wow. Basically, Jimmy Butler's been putting this team on his back. But it's not just Jimmy Butler. Their defense as a whole. Yeah. I mean, I know they're doing this without Giannis, but they're shutting them down on all facets and just making it very tough for them to do anything offensively.
Giannis did come back in that game, and he had a triple-double. Then Brook Lopez had like one of his biggest games of his career with 36 points. But, I mean, it's tough to do when you got Jimmy Butler scoring 56 points on the other end. I mean, they were down by 11 with 8 points left, or 8 minutes left, yeah. And he just went on a tear. I mean, you just couldn't stop him. And
yeah, and now the winner of this series faces the winner of the Cavs of the Knicks, and Game 5 is tonight, 7:30 Mountain Time. Yeah,
I love it. They play tonight. Yep.
Yeah, it's been a rip-roaring ride, man. I'm like, fuck, dude. Every night, it's
an upset. I mean, last night we saw it. I mean, we're gonna get into speaking on the East. Let's just cruise right into it. You know, to recap last night's game. The Celtics and Hawks. I mean, the Celtics had good control over most of that game, and then right when we were trying to get like recording stuff, we see that Trae Young, Ice Trae, man.
Yeah,
his little spur move, like shit. That was mean.
Yeah,
I like it. Savage.
Yeah, you got to have that ability to step on people's throats when you have the opportunity, and that's just something that we're not seeing this year with the Celtics.
Yeah,
they've had multiple opportunities to shut them down, and they just have not done it. And it's just, I don't know what the deal is. They've got everybody pretty much healthy. Is it You know,
I don't get it. Yeah,
Jaylen Brown's mask. Is it the mask? Do we need to get rid of the mask again? He did wear the mask again last night. We were talking about that. We were kind of surprised after.
It looks kind of scary.
It does. He does kind of look like Batman.
I know. That's what I thought. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't want to play against that guy.
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier. DeJounte. I almost said DeJounte.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray served his suspension last night. It was not that big of a deal. John Collins added 22 points to go with Bogdanovich's 18, 6, and 5. I mean, they definitely missed him, but they took advantage of a lot of mistakes that the Celtics made going down the stretch, and that was what got them this game. And they look to turn it around again in Atlanta and even this series up again. And see if they can push it all the way to 7. That's the thing. I don't know.
That would be exciting. Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, going to Boston for Game 7 is going to be a tough one to win. So, let's move on to the 76ers and Nets. The 76ers swept the damn Nets.
Not much to talk about there. They took care of business.
Swept them under the rug. Big news, though, Embiid might not be ready to go for the start of the second round. They're saying
it didn't look good
chance.
what he was dealing with the other night.
Sprained his knee. Got a little knee boo-boo.
Hopefully it's not a torn meniscus.
Even without Embiid, though, they shut down the Nets in the last game. With 25-12 rebound performance from Tobias Harris. James Harden had 17 points to go with 11 assists and 8 rebounds in the 96-88 win. They currently await the winner of the Celtics and Hawks in that series, which I thought yesterday when I wrote this would be close to being over, but no.
I thought it would be settled too.
The Hawks battle back off the ropes.
Chris, can you answer to me why the NBA does their playoffs like this? It makes no sense why, for example, the Nuggets wouldn't play the Lakers if they won theirs, the lowest seed. Why do they do it like this?
I don't know. I'm not sure because I feel like you should just reseed, every round.
That's the best way to do brackets.
Yeah, you play the lowest seeded team.
Yeah. If you're the highest seed, I mean, it's like if you get the
pole in NASCAR. It does kind of suck that we're getting the Suns, but you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that series.
You got to nut up. And shut up and beat the Suns, dude. They got Suns and 4 on us still, man.
That's what I'm excited about, man. And you know what?
4.
They got to come to the altitude. We've seen how many games, even throughout the regular season, where these teams might get up on us, have a great third quarter after they get some oxygen and stuff. That fourth quarter, that's when you start to see the
they get tuckered out, but
52-80, baby.
We'll get into the Suns soon because it is definitely worrisome, but you know what?
We're ready.
We ready. Moving on to the Knicks and the Cavs. The Knicks are up 3-1. Game 4, the Knicks won 102-93 over the Cavaliers. This has definitely been the best playoff series so far. I just feel like it's been really, really back and forth. The games have been pretty tight and close. And Jalen Brunson is looking like he is the star of the Knicks, and they got themselves possibly a franchise player.
They did.
That's basically was just a guy on Dallas. I mean, they're missing. Dallas obviously missed the hell out of him because they're not even in the playoffs.
Not even, yeah. He saved him because Julius Randle had such a bad night the other night where he got benched, and he was fine with it. He was, well, I shouldn't really say that. I don't think he spoke to the media afterwards. He wasn't very happy, actually. But Jalen Brunson and R.J. Barrett even stepped up. I mean, I kind of argue that the the Kings and Warriors series is probably the best one that I've seen so far. But it's nice to see, like I've said, the Knicks do this well. I don't know why. It's maybe like since seeing those like 60s and 70s Knicks teams, I want to see them. It's like Aaron Rodgers on the Jets now. Like I want to see those teams that have sucked for a long time start to have a resurgence. I'm tired of seeing the same old good teams do well.
You realize that you're talking about yourself right now and your own team.
Well, if they happen to have a good year, there's nothing I can be, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just fate, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and another thing from that game, Josh Hart moved into the starting lineup and added 19 points and 7 rebounds.
Yep.
They can reach the second round for the first time since 2013 with a victory in Cleveland tonight. So we'll see what happens. New York would host the Game 6 if necessary, but I do think the Knicks shut it out tonight. I think they've got they're smelling blood in the water, and they're ready to move on to that next round.
I bet Julius Randle bounces back. He's going to hit at least a few threes tonight.
And Spike Lee needs him to get to that second round. He lives and breathes the Knicks.
Yeah, him and Stephen A. Man.
I do always hate how like many famous people are at the Knicks games. Like it's almost worse than the Lakers games.
Oh, I mean, it's Madison Square Garden, man.
The crazy thing is, though, Jack Nicholson hasn't been at the Lakers games. I didn't realize this for like 2 years now.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. He's getting kind of up there. It's a bummer.
Yeah, it
I hate
happens
to
to
see
the
that
best of
happen.
them. Well,
Legendaries.
on that note, we are going to move to the Western Conference, and we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Nuggets did it. We're moving to the second round.
Survived, man.
They definitely survived a very, very slow start. I guess people showed up to the game late too last night. Michael Malone made mention that I guess like once the game started, there was still a bunch of empty seats. I don't know.
Really? Wow.
If it was that horrendous weather we had. Yes, there was actually some crazy weather.
Oh, there was
yesterday.
definitely crazy weather. There was like a hailstorm here.
Yeah,
That's probably what did it.
yeah. So there was some people that were arriving late, and the Nuggets arrived late as well, because that first quarter was ugly.
Oh, it was sad. I
ugly.
mean, they had like 7 to 8 points for a long time.
Yeah, but thankfully Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray helped the Nuggets overcome that slow start to eliminate the Wolves.
Jokic had a triple-double, his 8th career triple-double, playoff
Yep.
triple-double.
Yeah, 8th career playoff triple-double. That was 28 points, 17 rebounds, and 12 assists, doing so while having a terrible night shooting. Jokic was 8 of 29
Not
from
very
the
good,
field.
yeah.
Not very good.
What's good to
at
see,
all.
though, is he's getting back to his free throws. I mean, he hit some clutch free throws in that end. He
He
missed
that one that I was like, dude,
Yeah,
come on.
I know, he could have closed it off, but
I
he
think
still
that
went.
wrist is bothering him still a little
Yeah,
bit.
he's been
lost some
icing it
touch,
during the
so.
games. But he did, what was it, 9 of 10 or something like that? He went from the line?
Yeah,
He still only missed one.
He's doing good there. Murray, after the first quarter warmed up, he went 35 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Murray, if he can average that 30, like that mid-20s to
At least
30s, we're going to be okay. But yeah.
Because we don't know what's going to happen with MPJ. I mean, that was
That's
the big
thing,
kicker
dude.
last
and
night.
last night, he didn't score his first point until like the third quarter, I think, with that dunk. There's
Late-
like
yeah,
10
with the dunk.
Yeah, there's like
that's what got him going.
Yeah, that got him going, and he did hit some clutch shots down towards the end. He had those 2 back-to-back 3-pointers, but then again, it's like, why did you quit going to him?
Yeah.
He got in a rhythm. He hit 2 back-to-back dagger 3-pointers, and then it's like he's just standing over in the corner again, and they've gone back to the 2-man thing. I do think Jokic and Murray do get hung up too much on the 2-man game, especially when it's going down to the wire. They're just like, it's just us. And it's like, no, dude,
Everybody
you
just
gotta,
backs off. Like, you got to
But I
involve
get
the
it,
rest
though.
of everybody else.
Think about Jokic the last few years. He's just like, oh, it's me. And
Yeah.
now he's got Murray back. He's like, well, it's us. But yeah, they definitely need to open up the rest of the team. Looks like Saturday night is the beginning of round 2.
I haven't seen where they've given a time for it.
I haven't seen a time, but
it's
you know
on
how
Saturday.
it goes. It's probably going to be 8:30.
8 o'clock.
Fuck
yeah.
us.
Yeah, you know how they do. But we'll be pretty fucking psyched for that. That's huge. Get some revenge on the Suns.
Definitely getting revenge on the Suns. Let's move into the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. The Lakers are up 3-1. Dylan Brooks has poked the bear.
He ain't talking to nobody. That Grizzly is gonna bite him back. He poked the bear.
Definitely did. And LeBron goes for one of his best games, honestly. It's his first 2020 game of his 20-year career.
Well, he officially put up 40 on Dylan Brooks now.
Yeah, I like how Shaq said that. He's like, last time I checked, 20 plus 20 is 40.
That was awesome, man. That's funny because we were talking about before we started recording just how, like, you know, we aren't a fan of LeBron or the Lakers or anything. It's just super teams, blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah, I'll give him credit. He is one of the greatest.
Insane. And the way he leads and takes over a game at the end, there's sometimes he's clutch, and there's a lot of times
But
he
this
is.
shit...
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he's got a big ego. I wish he had the ego of, like, Kawhi. I'd
Or
like
Kobe.
him a lot. Yeah, Kobe was
Like
a lot
Kobe
better.
just didn't say shit and just...
Yeah.
Well, he said a lot of shit on the floor, but he let his play do a lot of the
Yeah,
talking.
he let that. But when you see a guy that's young, that I saw during the game in LA, they showed on the Jumbotron like a stats of the awards, the finals, the trophies that LeBron has compared to Dylan Brooks, and it was just goose eggs down the line. And they put up a headline or like some type of title that was like not the same guy. And that's just the big thing is like, I don't believe you should get the opportunity to talk all this shit and just make these claims like Dylan Brooks has, if you haven't achieved anything.
Yeah, he hasn't, and it's he's like, oh well, now they're just gonna vilify me. Like, nah, dude, you vilified yourself, man. Like, you brought this all on you.
The next day on First Take, there was other types of different media that were coming at him, saying, "You're coming at us. You're blaming us. You're the one that wanted to be the villain."
Yeah, you wanted to be the boogeyman, and then you got boogied yourself.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Now he's like skipping out on interviews after the game and stuff. Like,
yeah,
total
we
bitch,
knew that was gonna happen. One other crazy thing, just to add to those crazy stats of LeBron, the top scorer in NBA history added 7 assists and 2 block shots while committing just 1 turnover.
Yeah,
and his record 270th playoff game.
That's like 3 seasons. That's over 3 seasons.
Dude,
man.
There's guys that don't even play that many games in their career.
Whole career. He is good.
Yeah. So
but Austin Reeves, man. Austin Reeves is stepping up. It's cool.
He added 23 points. Dude's come out of nowhere.
Yep.
I don't know. The I'm him thing, again, might want to quit that when you're on a team with the likes of LeBron.
Yeah.
I think LeBron might be him, but LeBron definitely thinks he's him for sure.
We got to say, too, this game tonight, and I can't wait. There's 4 games tonight. They're all great. They're all game 5s. Anthony Davis has to step up. LeBron saved him the other night. He had a cold night.
He did. He only had 5 of his 12 points, and they were in over. Or no, 5 of his 12 points came in overtime. But yeah, he's one of those guys that it's hit or miss. But he always seems to think that he's like, the big huge cog, which he is when he's playing good. But yeah, if you're that important, you should probably play good all the time.
You would think so.
If you're that dominant, show up every night. You know
right.
what I mean? So we'll see what happens. They're one win shy of their first playoff series victory outside of the Florida bubble since 2012. So,
wow.
And that game is tonight. So.
It would be, I believe, the first play-in team to win their first-round series. Am I correct?
You know what? I think you are right, because I don't think anybody else made it out of the first round.
And I should have said that about the Heat, too. I saw a graphic where they just showed side-by-side pictures of them, and it's like these 2 play-in teams are now 3-1 up.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows if Giannis
on
had been
the
playing the whole time. On the 1 seeds, this is shocking.
Yeah, I think if Giannis was playing the whole time,
I think that'd be a little different. Yeah.
It would be at least even for sure. But
last one, let's get to the Warriors and Kings. We touched on it a little bit. That series is tied 2-2. They play tonight. De'Aaron Fox is going to play with 4.5 fingers, I think.
4.5, well, 4 3/4 technically, because it's just the tip of his finger. He's got just the tip, please.
But I love how he's saying, I'm going to play through it. I'm going to, no ifs, ands, or buts. I love that.
Well, that city's just rallied around that team. It's cool to see. It's almost like, kind of like what we were talking about with Wrexham. The city's kind of just like, I guess, just like really taken to this team, and they're all behind it, and it's pretty good to see.
I mean,
it's fun to see.
They have an NHL team, am I right? Sacramento.
Yeah, well, they have the.
I know they have a WNBA team. I think too.
I don't think there's no Sacramento team, because there's the Kings, and then there's oh my god. Now I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, but I think I'm almost sure they have an NHL team. I don't know, but
oh my god. Oh, there's the San Jose Sharks.
That's the South.
Yeah,
California, I think.
Yeah,
but yeah. So this is all they have. So I mean, light the beam.
Light the beam,
the purple beam.
Light the beam.
I hope they close it out tonight. I'm tired of seeing the Warriors in it. I just want to see somebody else, and I like Domantas Sabonis.
Well, they're still tied at 2-2, right?
They're still tied at 2-2, but they play in Sacramento tonight.
Okay, so then it'd be up 3-2. All right, you said close it out like it was going to be over.
Not close it out, but just finish up the series.
I wrote something down wrong.
No, you're all good.
Yeah, in that game though, Steph Curry scored 32 points, but he gave Sacramento a late chance when he called a timeout that Golden State didn't have, and it ended up being quite a big deal. Steve Kerr was not happy about that, but what are you going to do? It's Steph Curry. The Warriors held on to beat the Kings 126-125. Harrison Barnes missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer, which was something that they all said they knew was going to happen, because they've seen that time and time again with Harrison Barnes.
He can't make those shots.
But like you said, Fox, 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for Sacramento. His 3 with 28.7 seconds left pulled the Kings within 1. Like we mentioned, he broke his little digit. So he is going to play. They said he was going to be questionable after the game, but he's said he's playing, so we'll see what happens tonight.
We're going to need a big game from Malik Monk. That's what we're going to need. Yep.
Malik Monk. That's a weird name.
It is.
Let's move on to the last series in the NBA. That would be the Suns versus the Los Angeles Clippers. The Suns beat the Clippers down. Kawhi tore his meniscus. And then Paul George never played in this series. So, yeah, this team has now become the most undependable team in the NBA. Yep. I give them credit. They're a team, like a super team, so to speak, that is stuck together. But damn it, they can't play. They can't play basketball. Yeah. So they're there, but they can't play.
It's a shame. I would have loved to see if both of them could have played, or even just Kawhi, but. Yeah, the Suns didn't get much of a test.
They still got it to Game 5, even with just Kawhi. So I give him credit for that. And Russell Westbrook definitely did way better on the Clippers once he got away from the Lakers, which everybody said in the beginning when that trade happened, when that signing happened, that it was going to be a terrible thing for the Lakers, and it was. It never worked. He needed to go somewhere else, and he did. It was right across the way, and they are now eliminated, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But they did storm back in the fourth quarter. They were down 20 points at one point, and they hit 3 straight threes to get back into it. They couldn't do it. When Booker goes off for 47, 8, and 10,
yeah.
There's no hope, dude.
Then you got Durant scoring 31.
Yeah, so they basically scored over half their team's points just with 2 guys. So,
but we got to bring up too, like going into the future, as far as like the Suns bench. I mentioned to you they scored 32. A lot of critics have been wondering why Monty Williams is playing the Suns starters as much. Like they're all averaging like over 40 minutes per game, yeah. And so it's nuts that like he's putting all of his eggs in this basket and not letting him really get much rest. They don't really need it, but if that time comes, their bench is going to have to step up.
Yeah, and their bench isn't as good as the Nuggets bench, so I think that, and the Nuggets bench is questionable in and of itself.
They are, but
and again, the Nuggets bench, the amount of inactives for that game on the Nuggets side was a long list.
Yeah, it was.
But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. If you can nullify one of those guys on the Suns, though, you can definitely have a chance of winning any game, but we'll see what happens because Booker and Murray are going to be dueling. I'm hoping we see another bubble-esque Donovan Mitchell versus Jamal Murray type back and forth 40, 30, 50-point nights.
I disagree. As much as entertaining as that is, like seeing Anthony Edwards go off and just do whatever he wants, like they need to figure something out. Like, I'll be okay with like 30, 35, but I'm tired of seeing these guys go up against us and score 45.
Yeah, it does suck, but it's the fucking playoffs, man. What are you gonna do?
Happens. Yeah, Booker is really good.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna get into the penalty box because we're through the NBA.
We got some hockey going on tonight.
Hockey every night. Basketball every night, everything every night. Baseball is happening too, but I'm not paying attention because the Rockies suck. Anyways, let's get into the Eastern Conference. We have the Bruins versus the Panthers. The Bruins lead 3-1 in the last game. Game 4, Taylor Hall had 2 goals and 2 assists for the Boston Bruins in a 6-2 win against the Florida Panthers. And the Jake DeBrusk scored twice for the Bruins, who won the President's Trophy as the top team in the NHL during the regular season. Linus Ullmark made 41 saves before leaving the game with 3:11 remaining in the third period after being assessed a misconduct penalty following an altercation with Panthers forward Matthew Tkachuk. So basically, the goalie got thrown out for trying to fight somebody. So only in hockey.
Yeah.
Jeremy Swayman made 1 save in the relief of Linus Ullmark. Moving on to the Leafs versus the Lightning. That series is led by the Leafs 3-1. Alexander Kerfoot scored a power play goal at 4:14 of overtime, and the Toronto Maple Leafs rallied for a 5-4 win against the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference.
That was awesome.
Yes, and Austin Matthews scored twice, and William Nylander had 3 assists for the Maple Leafs, the number 2 seed from the Atlantic Division. Ilya Samsonov made 27 saves. They now lead the series 3-1, like I mentioned earlier. Leafs are looking like they are going to end that one. Are they playing tonight?
I just had it pulled up. I got Tuesday's nights pulled up.
Oh, shit.
No, it's just the Avs and the Panthers and Bruins tonight.
Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'm wondering if the Leafs are on Thursday then.
It would have to be, yeah.
I thought I wrote that down, but I guess I didn't. Anyways, moving on to the Islanders versus Carolina Hurricanes. The Islanders beat the Canes 3-2 in North Carolina last night. Brock Nelson had a sweet deflection of a puck that came off of the face of Carolina's Sebastian Aho. And he knocked that thing in off a dude's face. The Canes capitalized on two more turnovers. The Islanders capitalized on two more turnovers to beat the Canes and make them keep working for this first-round win. Matthew Barzal came up with the eventual game winner, beating Antti Ranta late in the second for the 3-1 lead. They will be heading back to New York to try and extend this series. So, on that note, we will now be moving into the Western Conference, and we're going to start with our own Colorado Avalanche versus the Seattle Kraken. And unfortunately, this series is not going how everybody thought it was going to go.
Nope.
The Avs are struggling a little bit, and there was a big thing that happened in last game. Cale Makar did get suspended for Game 5 for a hit on Jared McCann that knocked him out of the game as well.
Kind of a big loss.
It was a big loss, kind of an unfortunate thing. It came after a shot in which Cale Makar thought the puck was still in play. It had flown out of the rink and up into the stands, and he basically just fucking leveled Jared McCann. And he was unable to get up and continue in that game. But yeah, Seattle is now tied 2-2 with the Avalanche after that game. John Eberle scored on a power play 3 minutes into overtime, which sucked. The Avs battled back, tie it up, and then next thing you know, overtime happens, and Josh Manson has one of the worst penalties I've seen in a while, where he just slid and tried to take a guy out with his stick, and that's how we ended the game, basically, because once that power play happened, we knew there wasn't going to be too much that can be done. Will Borgen and Daniel Sprong also scored, and while former Av Philip Grubauer made 20 saves, he's definitely been having a little bit of a run against his former team. He's
got a chip on his shoulder for sure.
He definitely does, and it's showing up for sure in the worst way possible, because the Avs are having trouble scoring goals, and they're also now missing Valery Nichushkin.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
It's something at a hotel, I've heard.
Yeah, there may have been a woman that left that hotel in an ambulance Friday night.
Whoa.
Possibly due to alcohol consumption. Nobody's really sure. Everybody's really mum on it, but regardless, he left and was escorted by team security to the airport and flew back to Colorado. He's also married, so I think it might be a little bit of
trouble.
Yeah, someone got in a little bit of trouble. Either way, they're missing one of their best forwards, and going along with Landeskog too. They're down two really good forwards, and now Cale Makar, one of their best defensemen, is out for this game. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Hoping that they can turn it around back in Denver tonight. Let us move into Dallas versus the Minnesota Wild. They are ahead 3-2. Dallas took the lead in this series in commanding fashion last night. They beat them down 4-0. The Wild couldn't keep themselves out of the penalty box, and Dallas definitely took advantage of that. Tyler Seguin and Jason Robertson both had power play goals, and Rupi Hintz has the highest scoring playoff series for a Star, as he adds 3 assists to his tally, which sits at 11 for this series. He's scoring points in bunches, mostly assists, but Jake Oettinger stopped 27 shots for what would become his second career postseason shutout. They go back to Minnesota for Game 6 Friday night. That one's a good one to keep an eye on. I think we play the winner of that one.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, Dallas leads 3-2.
Definitely, and Dallas was right there behind us all year. So moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights and the Winnipeg Jets. Vegas is ahead 3-1. The Knights hang on in a game for 4-2 as Brett Howden scores twice, and the Jets take a hit as they lose Mark Sheffley early in the first to injury in Winnipeg Monday. William Karlsson also scored in this game, and Shea Theodore and Chandler Stevenson each had 2 assists. Laurent Brossoit made 24 saves. That's a fun name to say. And the Knights have now won 3 straight in the best of 7 as they head back to Vegas on Thursday with all of the momentum in their favor. I think they shut that one down. And in that series Thursday night, we'll see how it goes. Vegas still, since their creation, have been in the playoffs and doing well. So kind of like the Avs in the beginning. So it's nice. The Avs were just a team beforehand, but Vegas was created from everybody else's teams. So
and now we see the Kraken starting to thrive.
Kraken they're hurting us right now. So apparently, start a hockey team. You can be good right away.
They got the setup done. They've really got the formula down for expansion teams.
Definitely. So let's move into Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. The Oilers overthrow the Kings 6-3 last night in Edmonton and now take a 3-2 series lead. Nick Bjugstad scored twice, and Draisaitl, Evander Kane, Zach Hyman, Brett Kulak all added goals, while McDavid, Ekholm, and Nurse each had 2 assists apiece in this game. Their goalie, Stuart Skinner, did return. He got yanked early in the second period of Game 4 after he allowed 3 goals on 7 shots, I think, in like the span of 3 minutes. He comes back in this game. He makes 25 saves, and now Game 6 is Saturday back in L.A. So that brings us to the end of the penalty box.
Yeah, the Oilers are good.
The Oilers are really good. When you have Draisaitl and McDavid's, the best player in hockey. The best player in hockey right now, you should be good. So
that's so true.
On that note, we move into are we doing Rec Center this week? Did we say that?
If you want to, I got one.
Let's skip it. We're already behind on time, anyways. So we're gonna take a quick we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're going to hear John Daly hit it hard, man.
I hit it hard, man. So far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man. Till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, live it large. I hit it hard.
And we are back for the final time of what is now episode 31 Redux.
Yeah.
It's technically 30 because we never did 30 last week.
Wasn't? Okay.
Yeah. This is 30 redo. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. All
right. 30 times 2. So, we are back for the final time of this episode, and you just heard John Daly hit it hard, and we were just talking about it. If you haven't yet, go watch the 30 for 30 Hit It Hard featuring John Daly, and it talks about his life. And it's a really good little hour-long documentary.
It's actually really cool because it goes into like a guy that, we wanted to make him as like kind of the forefront of our podcast just because that's what we're about, is just partying hard, but still everything in moderation. And that's what it's all about. This is a guy that's literally had an addiction to every vice probably possible. I mean, when he talks about how he tried giving up drinking, he got on chocolate.
I'm eating M&M's.
It was like
Diet
Bubba
Coke.
Gump, dude. It was like, so I wanted chocolate eggs. I wanted chocolate, all
chocolate
kinds.
Covered anything.
Yeah, chocolate anything. And then Diet Cokes. Yeah, cigarettes. I mean, but the guy has still come on top of it. And then you see him being a great grandfather at the end and signing autographs. The fans love him. But one reason that I've always had a lot of fascination with him is just the fact that like he's dealt with adversity and he's so open about it, and he wants to use that as for other regular people out there that if you have, problems out there or anything like that, like, you can always try to pick yourself back up. And he just admits like he's not perfect, and he really went through some low times.
He did, definitely. And just to see him persevere, it's much like what we've been doing in the show this last couple of weeks, Chad. We've been struggling and we're persevering, goddammit. We've gotten through it.
Claw out of the bunker.
It's been a struggle, but we're here. On that note, though, another person who kind of follows what we're talking about is Drew Maggi, a 33-year-old MLBer for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
A major leaguer.
Now a major leaguer.
13 years. So when he was 21 years old, he was a baseball prospect and signed a contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but they just kept him in the minors for 13 years. I think that snap that you sent me was something along the lines of like 1,600 at bats or 140 or a ton of games. I mean, this guy has been playing in the minors, and it just reminds me of that movie like Summer Catch or something like that. I don't know why. It's like you never think of these guys in the minors, but I mean, they're getting paid like pretty low, next to nothing. But their dream is to go to the majors, and they might just keep doing it. They're like, no, babe, like it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. They'll call me up someday.
One day. Yeah.
And they finally did on April 23rd. They called him up, and he's officially gonna be on the roster for the Pirates.
Yeah, it's super crazy because it's like you were saying, these guys are basically like not barely making minimum wage.
Yeah,
and they finally won a big court battle this year to double their income, basically.
Yep.
And that's basically makes it so these guys can just live normal lives. Most of them are living together in like apartments, like 3 to a room, and like it's not a very good living situation. The fact that this guy's stuck at it for 13 years of basically like traveling around in buses and like, you know,
living on the road and playing at these really small stadiums and stuff. Like that's why I thought it was so cool that like Bert was doing that fully loaded tour at minor league stadiums, because he's like trying to bring some light to these, you know, franchises and stuff. So, you know, we just wanted to hand it to him because it's another example of like someone that just doesn't want to give up and wants to follow his dream, keep going at it, and just never give up.
Never give up. Keep going. Keep swinging. Grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip is right. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
That was our Rec Center of the week. Go watch.
Yeah.
Hit it hard on if you got ESPN Plus. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, and there's probably other nefarious ways you can find to watch it, but go check it out. It's on 30 for 30. That's our double Rec Center. We'll just call that the Rec Center and the DDOE all in one swing.
All in one. And I'm going to put icing on that cake to give you guys a little ad right here. PointsBet, come at me with some like little ad money here.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Because I just got to mention, it's a great deal right now. If you have PointsBet, I know DraftKings does their own promotions. They have a lot of great ones as well. But right now on PointsBet, they're doing a power hour. It's April 1st through May 30th from 6 to 7 Eastern time, whatever time zone you're in. They have a bonus bet to where, you know, like, for example, if it's just $1, I can put $1 and then create, you know, you can put that bet on anything. But what I realized is, like, you can make a parlay and select all these MLB teams to win tonight. You know, there's, you know, probably 16, you know, 15 games sometimes throughout the MLB, and it could just be like a crazy odds of plus 1,200 or something like that. But you could turn that $1 into $20, and that's chunk made.
Or $1 million.
Just keep going. Make the biggest parlay possible.
Exactly.
But it's just easy money.
A week-long parlay.
Yeah. And you might not hit, but it's a free bonus bet, so might as well.
know.
PointsBet, get at me.
Yeah, PointsBet. Hit us up. We're basically just slinging your stuff for free at this point. So
We got to do what we can.
Make it happen, damn it. So on that note, guys, it is the end of the show. We appreciate you guys very much. Chad Lee, I love you, buddy.
Thanks. You too, man. Thanks for persevering.
Yeah, thanks for persevering along with me. Yep. We've had a hell of a week. On that note, guys, we appreciate you sticking around as always. We'll see you next time. This has been Fringe Fanatics.
We hit hard, man.